Chosen One, stop scrolling immediately. This is not the algorithm. This is an urgent divine interception. Archangel Michael has personally routed this message to your screen today. The window for your massive breakthrough is closing in less than 24 hours. If you leave now, you will single-handedly shut the door on the exact blessing your soul has been crying out for. Do not take your eyes off this screen. The heavy attacks you have been facing recently are not random. They are hard proof that the enemy is absolutely panicking. Why are they so afraid of you? Because an ancient warning is unfolding right before our eyes. And you are standing at the very center of it all. For thousands of years, the dark forces have tried to keep this specific prophecy hidden from people like you. They knew that if a true chosen one ever woke up to this reality, their entire system of control would collapse overnight. Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. Before you do anything else, I want you to take one slow breath. Right now, in your chest, there is a small tightness that has not loosened all day. You have been waking up at 3 in the morning with your mind racing. You feel completely exhausted, but your spirit refuses to let you sleep. This is not anxiety or stress. Stop letting the world convince you that you are just going crazy. That strange, heavy feeling is your spirit detecting a massive shift in your timeline. You did not click this video by accident today. Your intuition dragged you here because heaven is trying to hand you the ultimate decoder ring. People around you are acting strange, and doors are closing unexpectedly. You feel entirely isolated and misunderstood by the masses. But I am here to tell you that you are not being punished. You are being divinely isolated for a kingdom-level upgrade. Do not leave this video, because the secret hidden in this message will finally make everything make sense. If you swipe away too soon, you will miss the exact divine seal you need to survive what is coming. The universe is aligning a collision of enormous spiritual power right now. There is a reason your spirit has been so restless lately. A secret delivery is coming to you, but you must be fully prepared to receive it. Funny how everyone pretended they did not see you coming. They always described you as too kind and too forgiving, and because of that, they severely underestimated the immense power sleeping inside your soul. But the season of staying quiet to keep the peace is officially over. Welcome to your era of quiet authority. Heaven is about to expose exactly what is happening behind the scenes. Those who plotted against you are watching everything they built crumble to the ground. Meanwhile, a magnificent table is being prepared for you right in their presence. Stay with me, because the final piece of this puzzle will change how you walk forever. Do not let this vital message fade into the noise of the internet. There is a hidden mechanism inside your current struggle. It is something you will completely miss if you let your attention drift away. If you leave now, the blessing will still arrive, but you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it. Right now, the darkness does not want you to hear these next words. They want you distracted, confused, and scrolling endlessly through meaningless videos. They are desperate to keep you asleep. But your soul recognized the frequency of truth the moment this video started. You felt that instant spark of recognition deep inside your bones. That is your spiritual DNA responding to the ancient warning. We are standing at the edge of the greatest wealth and energy transfer in human history. And you were specifically chosen to lead your bloodline through this massive transition. But you must understand the rules of this new reality. Make a solemn promise to your future self right now. Promise that you will not let the enemy steal this revelation from you. The tests, the tears, and the feeling that God was completely silent were not in vain. It was all a rigorous preparation to turn you into a weapon of light. But there is a fatal trap laid out right before the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this illusion. I am going to reveal exactly how to avoid this deadly trap. but you must pay close attention to every single word spoken here today. If you skip ahead, you will break the energetic alignment we are building right now. Listen to the sound of my voice and let your defenses drop. The elite forces that profit off your exhaustion are actively trying to scrub this frequency from the world. They are terrified of what happens when a true chosen one finally wakes up and remembers their mission. If you close this page now, you might be stuck in the matrix of survival for another 10 years. Before we go any deeper into the ancient warning, I need you to do something physical. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. This simple action anchors your energy to this exact moment. It tells the universe that you are finally ready to listen. You are setting up a divine receiver. Let us talk about what has been happening to your body lately. You have been waking up at exactly 3 in the morning. Your heart is racing for absolutely no logical reason. You stare at the dark ceiling. You feel a strange electricity running through your veins. And every single time you try to go back to sleep, your mind starts spinning with endless thoughts. You feel completely drained during the day. Your shoulders are incredibly tight. The weight is very real. And every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through your daily tasks. You smile for the people around you. But inside, you are barely holding on to your sanity. People keep telling you that you are just working too hard. They say you are stressed, or perhaps a little bit depressed. Stop believing their shallow explanations right now. You are not losing your mind. You are not weak. What you are experiencing is a profound physical reaction to a massive spiritual upgrade. Your body is trying to process a new frequency. The ancient warning is not just a concept floating in the sky. It is an energetic wave that is crashing into the earth right now, and because you are the anomaly, your physical vessel feels it first. Your nervous system is highly sensitive. It operates like a divine antenna, catching signals that normal people simply cannot perceive. They are completely numb to it. While the masses are sleepwalking through their mundane lives, you are being activated. That heavy exhaustion you feel is the result of your soul doing heavy lifting in the spiritual realm. You are fighting invisible battles while your physical body rests. That is exactly why you wake up feeling like you just ran a marathon. You are a spiritual warrior. I see your silent struggles. I have always seen them. Even when no one else understands, heaven is watching every single tear you shed in frustration. The world may not notice the invisible weight you carry, but the universe keeps a meticulous record of your endurance. You are not invisible to the divine forces. You are their most valuable asset on earth. Let me explain the 3 a.m. awakenings. In the spiritual realm, the veil between worlds is the absolute thinnest at that specific hour. Your spirit guides are literally waking you up to download crucial information into your subconscious. They cannot do this during the day when you are surrounded by the chaotic noise of the matrix. They need your pure silence. That sudden ringing in your ears is not a medical issue. It is a frequency calibration. It happens right before a massive timeline shift occurs. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your intuition, confirming every single word I am speaking. Your logical brain might doubt it, but your soul knows the absolute truth. You are upgrading. The darkness wants you to believe that your body is failing you. They want you to rush to doctors and mask your spiritual awakening with heavy medications. They are terrified of what will happen if you realize how powerful you actually are. Because once you understand that your pain is just a symptom of growth, they lose all their control over you. Take a deep breath right now, hold it for just 1 second, and let it out slowly. Feel the divine validation washing over your tired mind. You have been carrying the weight of generational trauma on your back for years. You have been the cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. And breaking those toxic cycles requires an unbelievable amount of raw energy. You absorbed the toxic energy of every room you entered. You were the empath with boundaries that were constantly being tested by selfish people. And because you care so deeply, you let them drain your life force. But this current physical exhaustion is different. It is the final purge before your massive breakthrough. Your body is clearing out the old debris. Every closed door and every strange physical symptom over the past year was part of a divine protocol. Heaven deliberately slowed you down. They had to protect you from entering rooms you were never meant to walk into. The rejection you faced was not a punishment at all. It was the ultimate protection strategy designed by your spiritual guides. So stop blaming yourself for feeling tired. Stop apologizing for needing extra rest right now. Your physical vessel is undergoing a total reconstruction. The ancient warning speaks of a time when the true masters of reality would be called forth to lead. But you cannot lead if your energetic frequency is still anchored to the old survival matrix. This brings us to a very crucial realization. The reason your body feels this specific way is because the upgrade is almost complete. The strange phenomena you are experiencing are the final birth pangs of your new identity. You are shedding the victim mentality completely. You are preparing to step into the role of the absolute master of your reality. Let us talk about the sudden emptiness in your life. You look around, and the people you trusted most are gone. The friends who promised to stay have suddenly turned their backs on you, and you are standing in the middle of a quiet room, wondering what you did wrong. You replayed every conversation in your head. You searched for your own mistakes endlessly. The isolation hurts deeply. You poured your golden energy into their empty cups. You listened to their complaints for hours. But the moment you needed a shoulder to lean on, they completely disappeared. This sudden silence feels like a cruel betrayal. You felt entirely abandoned by the universe. You cried yourself to sleep, feeling like a massive failure. But listen carefully to this next part. I need you to completely shift your perspective right now. The universe did not abandon you in the dark. That painful separation was a divine protection protocol. Heaven deliberately removed those people from your timeline. They were never meant to cross the bridge into your new reality. Their frequency was far too low. The ancient warning clearly states that a great division will occur. As the earthly frequency rises, those who cling to toxic habits will fall away. God heard conversations in rooms that you were not in. The universe saw the hidden jealousy behind their fake smiles. And heaven knew that if they stayed, they would absolutely drain your remaining life force. You thought your kindness could heal their brokenness. You truly believed that your unconditional love could fix their toxic traits. But some people are firmly committed to their own dysfunction. They do not want to heal. They only want a comfortable place to dump their heavy emotional garbage. And for a very long time, you allowed yourself to be that dumping ground. That season is completely over. You are no longer the empath who begs to be understood by blind eyes. The painful separation was essentially a massive spiritual detox. Heaven had to aggressively clear your space to make room for the immense blessing coming your way. You cannot bring leeches into a kingdom of pure abundance. They would only ruin the harvest. Think about the sheer magnitude of what you just survived. You weathered the absolute worst moments of your life entirely on your own. You were the one who survived the storm alone. When everything collapsed, you did not crumble. You stood your ground in the dark. And that solitary survival forged an unbreakable resilience deep inside your spiritual core. The silence in your life right now is not a punishment. It is a sacred incubation period. It is the divine isolation required to calibrate your soul for the ultimate wealth transfer. Seeds must grow in the dark dirt before they can ever reach the sunlight. You are being planted, not buried. Take a deep breath and let that profound truth settle in your spirit. Here is the ultimate truth about why they walked away. The reason they left was never because you were somehow lacking. They left because your brilliant light was far too blinding for their fragile egos. Your rapid spiritual growth made them feel incredibly uncomfortable about their own stagnation. They could not manipulate what they could no longer understand, so they projected their insecurities onto you. They called you crazy or too sensitive. They tried to make you feel like the broken one. But you and I both know the real truth. You are the anomaly. You are the cycle breaker who refused to pass down the toxic generational trauma. And people are always terrified of the one person who actually breaks the chains. The ancient warning speaks of a time when the true leaders will be called out of hiding. You have been hidden away in the wilderness for your own safety. While the masses are distracted by petty dramas and chaotic news, you are being quietly prepared. The universe is fine-tuning your energetic frequency in the absolute stillness of your empty rooms. Embrace this beautiful silence. Do not reach out to the people who walked away. Do not text them out of sudden loneliness or nostalgic guilt. If you open that door again, you will invite the old chaotic frequency right back into your sacred space. Let the dead leaves fall from the tree. Your branches must be bare before the new glorious spring can arrive. Your presence alone now shifts the atmosphere. You do not even need to speak. The silence after the storm hits incredibly different when you finally realize you were the storm all along. You became the exact weapon you were desperately trying to survive. This newfound quiet authority is your ultimate shield against the dark forces trying to stop you. As this realization settles into your heart, you must remain incredibly vigilant. The forces of darkness are aware that you have survived the isolation phase. They know you are waking up to your true identity as a master of reality. And because they failed to break you through loneliness, they are preparing their next strategic move. You must be ready. Let us look at the world around you right now. The masses are entirely asleep. They walk through their days completely blind to the massive spiritual shift happening right above their heads. The ancient warning spoke of a specific time of great delusion. It said that people would love the fake matrix much more than the absolute truth. You see this clearly. You look around and see people obsessed with meaningless distractions. They chase empty validations and temporary pleasures every single day. The dark forces designed this modern system to keep them entirely trapped. They feed on the low vibrational energy of the sleeping masses. The daily grind and endless entertainment are highly calculated manipulation tools. These tools keep the human spirit locked inside a tiny box of constant fear and anxiety. And while the crowd fights fiercely over trivial things, the real spiritual war is raging quietly in the background. But you are the rare anomaly. You possess a spiritual vision that pierces right through their carefully constructed illusions. You cannot be fooled anymore. This is exactly why you feel so incredibly alienated when you walk into a crowded room. You can actually feel the heavy density of their unhealed trauma. You are no longer vibrating on their earthly frequency. The ancient warning predicted that a deep fog would cover the minds of humanity. And the darkness uses specific human agents to keep that fog thick. Those agents are the narcissists and the energy vampires you have dealt with all your life. They are not just annoying people with bad personalities. They are literal extensions of the dark matrix. The universe allowed them to enter your life for a very specific reason. They were sent as a rigorous test to sharpen your spiritual discernment completely. Before you do anything else, take a deep breath. Let that massive revelation sink into your mind. The narcissists were never sent to destroy your precious soul. They were simply used as rough sandpaper to polish your brilliant diamond. The darkness thought they were breaking you down permanently, but the universe was actually using them to build your ultimate boundaries. You must understand how the dark mechanism truly operates. It relies entirely on your emotional reaction to survive. The narcissist feeds on your emotional outbursts and your desperate need to explain yourself. When you used to cry and argue, you were handing them your pure life force on a silver platter. You were fueling the exact machine that was crushing you. But then something miraculous happened inside your spirit. You stopped arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You pulled your golden energy back into your own physical vessel. That was the exact moment you transformed into a master of reality. You cut off their dark food supply completely, and the dark system went into absolute panic mode. The matrix severely glitches when a chosen one refuses to play their toxic game. The ancient warning states that the sleeping masses will naturally turn against the awakened ones. You have seen them project their own deep insecurities onto your pure intentions. They hate you because your bright light exposes the dark corners they desperately want to keep hidden. Do not waste your breath trying to wake up people who deeply want to stay asleep. Your mission is not to save the entire world from its own stubborn ignorance. Your divine mission is to anchor the new frequency of pure light onto this earth. You are a weapon of light forged in the intense fires of isolation. The darkness is absolutely terrified of your silence. They realize that they can no longer manipulate your deep emotions. You observe their chaotic behavior without absorbing a single drop of their toxic poison. Listen carefully to this next part. The shifting frequency is creating a massive divide between the awakened and the asleep. You are standing on the absolute winning side of this monumental historical split. But the enemy is incredibly cunning and deeply desperate. Because they lost their direct access to your mind, they are shifting their strategic approach right now. They are attempting to block the massive wealth transfer that has your name written all over it. They know that a fully funded chosen one is the most dangerous threat to their crumbling empire of lies. They want to keep you in a constant state of financial panic. If you are constantly worried about basic survival, you cannot focus on your high divine calling. That is the hidden mechanism holding back your ultimate breakthrough. They use the collective fear of the masses to create a dense, invisible wall around your incoming blessings. You must push right through it. You are currently walking through the valley of the dark shadow, but you have absolutely nothing to fear because you are the divine light itself. The ancient warning is unfolding perfectly according to the grand divine blueprint. Keep your eyes wide open and your spirit completely guarded today. We are about to uncover the exact signs that your purification is finishing. Let us examine the exact signs that your massive purification is finally completing. You might be wondering why the universe took so long to deliver this blessing. Why is the miracle delayed when you have been praying intensely for so long? The answer to that profound question lies in the absolute magnitude of the new reality you are about to inherit today. You are not receiving an ordinary earthly gift. You are stepping into a generational wealth transfer, and you simply cannot pour new divine wine into old broken wineskins. The prolonged delay was a mandatory spiritual deep cleaning because the universe had to scrub every single trace of the old matrix from your energy field. Pay very close attention to these next signs. The first undeniable sign is your sudden disgust for your old environment. The conversations you used to enjoy now feel incredibly hollow and meaningless. You sit with old acquaintances and feel absolutely nothing but a heavy drain. You are not becoming arrogant or antisocial, but you are experiencing a severe frequency mismatch that is occurring in real time. Your spiritual DNA has been fundamentally upgraded. You simply cannot process their low vibrational drama anymore. Your soul is actively rejecting the toxic environments that once kept you hidden. This sudden detachment is hard proof that the purification fire has burned away your old attachments so you can rise higher. You are a rare soul operating on a brand new wavelength. The second sign is the constant appearance of divine synchronicities everywhere you look. You keep seeing specific number sequences like 1, 1, 1 or 7, 7, 7. You randomly glance at the clock and the numbers perfectly align every time. This is absolutely not a random coincidence because the universe does not play silly games with random numbers and timing. It is highly calculated. These numerical patterns are direct energetic pings from your spiritual guides. They are confirming that you are walking on the exact right path. Every time you see these numbers, the divine realm is reminding you to hold your ground. They are quietly whispering that the ancient warning is active and you are fully protected from the impending chaos around you. Before we go any further, take a deep breath and center yourself. Let that divine reassurance settle completely into your weary bones today. The third sign of purification is the sudden collapse of old physical structures. Appliances might break down unexpectedly, or a long-term job might end with absolutely no warning to give you a fresh start. Everything feels entirely unstable. The darkness wants you to panic when these earthly structures suddenly crumble. They want you to believe that your life is falling apart because you failed. But that is a massive lie designed to lower your rising frequency. Your life is not falling apart at all, but the universe is aggressively bulldozing the old ruins to build your new kingdom. Heaven must forcibly remove the things you are too afraid to let go of. You prayed for absolute freedom, but you were still clinging to a very comfortable cage out of habit. So the divine forces stepped in and shattered the iron lock for you while you were busy worrying about the future. The chaos you see is actually a highly orchestrated divine demolition. This brings us back to the painful reality of the long delay. Why did you have to suffer through this intense waiting season for so many years? I am not going to give you the final answer to that just yet. Because there is a deeper layer to this spiritual phenomenon that you must grasp first before the final door can open. The waiting room was an absolute necessity. You are the chosen one, assigned to break the darkest generational curses. Your bloodline carries heavy trauma that took centuries to accumulate over time. Clearing out centuries of dark energy takes a massive toll on your physical vessel. The universe was doing rigorous quality control on your future timeline because they could not rush the making of a true masterpiece. If heaven had handed you the blessing prematurely, the trauma would have crushed you. The very wealth you prayed for would have become a highly dangerous weapon. So you were kept in the dark to learn the profound power of quiet authority. You had to learn how to stand entirely alone without breaking when the storms of life tried to wash you away. Now you are fully purified and practically untouchable by their games. The old emotional triggers simply do not work on you anymore. The narcissists try to push your buttons, but they find the wires completely disconnected. You watch their desperate attempts to manipulate you with total peaceful indifference, and that is the ultimate proof of your success. You are finally ready to receive the immense blessing of the ancient warning. The divine transfer is literally waiting right outside your front door today. But I have to warn you about a very fatal trap first. Right before the sun rises, the darkness makes one final desperate move to steal your crown, so you must listen closely. Do not let your attention drift away at this crucial moment. The enemy wants you to click away before you hear this warning. They know that if you recognize the trap, you will walk right past it. We are going to expose their ultimate illusion right now, so you can confidently step into your era of total abundance. Let us expose the fatal trap that has been set right at your finish line. The dark forces know they cannot stop the massive divine transfer from happening. So they have designed a highly deceptive illusion to make you willingly give it up. This trap always appears right when you are exhausted, but finally feeling at peace. Listen closely to this next part. The trap is the sudden appearance of a toxic counterfeit from your past. Out of nowhere, someone who deeply betrayed you will suddenly reach out. They might send a seemingly innocent text message or offer a fake apology. They will claim that they have completely changed and realized their terrible mistakes. Do not fall for this dangerous illusion today. This is absolutely not a beautiful story of earthly redemption. It is a highly calculated spiritual attack designed to test your new boundaries. The universe is allowing the darkness to present you with your old familiar poison. They want to see if you are still addicted to trying to fix broken people. You must recognize this specific test immediately. Before you do anything else, take a very deep breath. If you receive that message today or tomorrow, your heart might skip a beat out of shock. You might feel a sudden rush of old nostalgic guilt creeping into your mind. That is exactly what the dark matrix relies on to pull you back. They are using your beautiful empathy as a weapon against you. The ancient warning speaks very clearly about the arrival of the false light. It states that the enemy will disguise themselves as an angel of reconciliation right before the true dawn. If you reply to that message, you will instantly reopen a portal to the old chaotic frequency. You will literally hand over the keys to your new kingdom to a thief. You are the cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. And breaking the cycle means saying no to the very things that used to comfort your wounded ego. A truly healed person no longer tolerates confusion disguised as divine love. You no longer accept blatant disrespect wrapped in a fake apology. You are completely immune to their emotional manipulation. So, what is the correct response when the counterfeit suddenly appears? The answer is absolute and unbreakable silence. You do not owe them a single explanation for your closed door. Your silence is the ultimate display of your quiet authority over the dark forces. By ignoring them entirely, you pass the final test of the grand spiritual purification. Every time you choose silence, you send a massive shockwave through the spiritual realm. You prove to heaven that your hands are finally empty and ready to receive. The universe needed to know that you would not squander the incoming wealth on people who only drain you. You had to demonstrate that your divine boundaries are practically made of steel. This is exactly why you suffered through that long season of agonizing isolation. The pain trained you to spot the fake imitations from a mile away. The darkness is completely terrified because their final trap has officially failed. They are watching you walk right past the bait with absolute supreme confidence. You are finally untouchable. We are now approaching the most critical moment of this entire message. The final trap has been dismantled, and the path ahead is completely clear. The hidden mechanism that blocked your prayers for years is officially overridden, but you must prepare your physical vessel for the massive surge of energy that is coming. Do not take your eyes off this screen. The ancient warning is about to reach its ultimate climax, right here. The prophecy that was hidden for centuries is actively manifesting in your living room today. You have proven yourself as the true master of reality by surviving the isolation and rejecting the counterfeit. Heaven is ready to reveal the massive secret of your true purpose. This is the exact moment the spiritual shift becomes a physical reality. If you are feeling a sudden rush of heat or a tingling sensation, embrace it immediately. That is the frequency of absolute victory washing over your entire nervous system. The heavy chains of the old matrix are falling off your shoulders forever. Prepare to step into the glorious light. Let that powerful truth settle deep inside your resilient spirit. You have walked through the valley of the dark shadow without losing your pure heart. The universe is officially handing you the keys to the massive generational wealth transfer right now. Stay with me, because the final piece of the divine puzzle is about to change everything. Here is the truth you waited for. The ancient warning was never meant to strike fear into your heart. It was a terrifying warning for the corrupt system, but it was a glorious promise for you. The prophecy states that when the dark matrix reaches its absolute peak of deception, the true architects will awaken. You are one of those divine architects today. The elite forces always knew this day was coming. They understood that the universe would eventually trigger a massive redistribution of wealth and spiritual power on Earth. And they knew the power would be handed to the anomalies who could not be bought or broken. That is exactly why they tried to crush your spirit before you could even realize your true identity. But they completely failed to break you down. You did not surrender your pure heart to the darkness when the storms raged. You held on to your empathy even when the entire world treated you unfairly. The ancient warning has fully unfolded right before our eyes. The Great Awakening is not a future event anymore, because it is happening inside your physical body right now. Now you finally understand the real reason for the painful delay. The universe was not denying your prayers at all. Heaven was aggressively expanding your spiritual capacity to hold the massive kingdom wealth. If you had received the blessing with your old mindset, the Matrix would have easily stolen it back. The waiting season was your ultimate training ground. You are no longer the empath who begs to be understood by blind eyes. The crucible of pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this exact moment on, your energy demands absolute respect without a single word spoken. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline right now. The doors are blasted open. Do you feel that massive surge of energy rushing through your chest? That is the frequency of absolute victory, washing away the heavy chains of your past. The mechanism that blocked your prayers for years was the constant hum of survival beta waves. And tonight, that low-frequency signal is officially overridden by the highest divine light. You are completely free. Every single tear you cried in secret has been transformed into a spiritual currency. Heaven is cashing out your massive cosmic inheritance right this second. The dark forces are watching in total panic as you step into your ordained power. They can no longer touch your mind or manipulate your glorious future. You are standing on the highest mountain peak. The waiting season is officially over today. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of endless divine favor. Every single closed door is being blown completely off its hinges. Can you feel that monumental shift in your spirit right now? You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule with absolute quiet authority. Take a very deep breath and let the euphoric reality settle into your soul. You are the cycle breaker who finally snapped the heavy chains of generational poverty. Future generations will look back at this exact moment and thank you for your incredible bravery. The pitch-black darkness has completely retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining brightly. The brightest rays of divine light are shining directly onto your spiritual crown today. The universe is celebrating your monumental victory across all dimensions. But you must lock in this glorious frequency immediately to prevent any energy leaks. You need to create an absolute shield of protection around this newly activated timeline. You must claim your kingdom. We are preparing to seal this magnificent reality into your physical experience. The energy is currently swirling around you in a massive vortex of abundance. You must take a deliberate physical action to ground this heavenly blessing into the earth. Your nervous system is fully primed to receive the divine seal of approval. Do not let this vital moment pass you by. Heaven requires your active participation to finalize this grand cosmic contract. You have done the grueling inner work in the dark isolation phase. Now you must firmly declare your readiness to the entire universe in the broad daylight. The enemy wants you to stay quiet and hidden, but your voice is the exact weapon that seals their permanent defeat tonight. Get ready to anchor yourself completely at the highest vibrational frequency. The ancient warning is no longer a mystery because you have become the living proof of its fulfillment. The chosen ones are rising to claim the earth back from the shadows. You are officially marked for supernatural favor and unimaginable abundance. Stand tall in your divine authority right now. The spiritual wealth transfer is actively depositing miraculous opportunities into your daily life. You will start seeing undeniable miracles unfolding before the end of this very week. People who once ignored you will suddenly seek your profound wisdom. But you will operate from a place of absolute peace and untouchable power. You are the living embodiment of light. You have successfully crossed the final threshold today. The intense spiritual war you fought in utter silence is officially won. The heavy burdens you carried for so long have been lifted off your shoulders entirely. You can finally breathe without that constant pressure sitting heavily on your chest. And the universe is wrapping you in a warm blanket of divine protection right now as you listen to my voice. You are no longer a victim of their toxic and manipulative games. You are the absolute master of your new reality. Your pure energy is a powerful beacon of light that forces the shadows to scatter completely. Never again will you lower your divine frequency just to make other people feel comfortable in their ignorance. You have reclaimed your glorious spiritual crown, and the beautiful throne of your own life is yours alone to take. But to fully anchor this massive blessing into the physical world, you must take a deliberate action. Heaven needs a physical confirmation of your spiritual readiness today. You cannot just absorb this profound truth and walk away quietly. The dark forces will attempt to steal this revelation the exact second you close this message. So you must firmly build a massive energy shield around your mind right now to protect it. To lock in this glorious frequency and create an absolute wall of protection, you must make a bold declaration. Go down into the comments section right this second. Type 111 to permanently seal this beautiful reality. When you type those sacred numbers, you are actively signing a divine cosmic contract with the Creator. You are confirming to the entire universe that your hands are fully open to receive. Make sure you hit the like button as a physical act of absolute agreement with heaven. Subscribe to this channel right now to establish a permanent, divine energy receiving station in your life. By doing this simple action, you are keeping your spiritual antenna perfectly tuned to the highest frequency of truth. The dark matrix desperately wants you to remain isolated and disconnected from your true spiritual family. But heaven wants you firmly anchored to the eternal light. If this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside you, do not keep this great blessing to yourself. Sowing the seed of hope today is multiplying the massive divine blessing for your own future tomorrow, because there is another chosen one out there who is currently bleeding in the dark valley of despair while trying to fight these exact same battles. They are crying out for a spiritual lifeline because they feel completely misunderstood by the sleeping masses. Share this video with that rare soul immediately. Send this urgent message to someone who desperately needs to hear the absolute truth about the ancient warning today. When you share this brilliant light, you actively activate the ultimate anointing of abundance over your own life as well. The universe richly rewards those who partner with heaven to wake up the remaining spiritual warriors. Be the fearless divine messenger they have been praying for in the middle of their darkest nights. Your simple act of sharing could literally save their precious soul from giving up entirely. From this exact moment forward, you must walk out into the world with your head held incredibly high. Let the masses talk behind your back while you quietly build your magnificent kingdom. Their shallow opinions absolutely cannot pay for your divine destiny. The ancient warning is no longer a scary mystery designed to keep you living in constant fear. It is now your ultimate personal blueprint for total and complete victory over the darkness. You are completely immune to their low vibrational attacks from this day forward. Your aura is literally glowing with a fierce and untouchable power that terrifies the enemy. Every step you take from now on is directly guided by the highest angelic forces. The exhausting days of second-guessing your powerful intuition are completely over. You finally trust the quiet divine voice inside you, much more than the loud, chaotic noise of the outside world that is constantly trying to distract you. Take one final and very deep breath right now. Hold the immense power of this sacred moment in your heart forever. The heavy ancestral chains are permanently broken. The spiritual prison doors are blown wide open. Step out into the glorious sunlight and unapologetically claim exactly what belongs to you. The immense generational wealth and perfect peace are finally yours to keep for the rest of your life. You have successfully passed the ultimate test of the ancient warning. You are deeply loved by the Almighty Creator. You are fiercely protected by mighty legions of angels. And you are infinitely blessed beyond all limited human comprehension. Do not let anyone ever make you feel small again. Go in absolute peace, my beloved chosen one.